Johnny here from Media, and in this video we are going to be looking at creating a high converting video for your Facebook ads, so stay tuned. Videos for Facebook ads are a great way to increase your conversion rates. However, too often we find that people either produce videos that really don't look great, or maybe have got one of those apps that creates videos for them that again don't look great and do impact their conversions. Here we're going to show you a really simple way of editing and some nice touches you can kind of put in there that have really worked for us, and we are certain they'll work for you. Now, just before we get going, I want to tell you about our exclusive offer. You can click the link below to get to our Hub platform. Hub is an online learning platform with 13 lessons on there, including a great course on Facebook advertising. We're offering free places to the first 50 people who click on the link below. However, this is going across all of our videos, so hurry up and get your place. And finally, just to explain, this is actually going to be one of our recorded webinar events. So the next thing you're going to see is the title screen. And just finally to say from me, I hope this works out well for you, and I hope these lead to some higher conversions as they did for us. All right, enjoy. Hi there guys, so today we are going to learn to build a simple video for a Facebook ad. Now, I'm not going to appear in the bottom right corner like I usually do in these ones, just because I'm filming this on Wondershare Filmora, not the OBS we usually use, so sorry about that. Now, this is one of our build-alongs, and we're looking to build a video for Facebook, and I'm going to show you one of the ones that's worked quite well for us. Now, Facebook videos are usually between sort of 6 and 12 seconds, they say, for recommended. Now, you might think you can't do much in that time, or you might not have much of an impact, but you can make some pretty good ones quite easily on some editing software, and I'll show you the advert that we're going to create today. Okay, I'll just play it one more time because it was... Okay, now to talk through it. So this has actually got a much better click-through rate than our picture adverts. So we're getting a much lower cost per landing page view, and our conversion rate stayed about the same. So creating a video like this, a simple video, can actually be really useful to increasing your conversion rates. Now, this is showing this for giving away our free sales funnel course. So it's showing a picture of sales funnel. We're then saying free sales funnel course, and trying to get this within the first 3 seconds. So Facebook's usually measuring the first kind of 3 seconds it's coming up to there. So 3 seconds, that's what it measures it. Then into a screenshot of the product. I have to admit, the screenshot's the only bit I don't love about it. We might experiment with changing this middle one a little bit. So it's saying a little story. We've got free sales funnel course. It's 10 online video lessons, and the 10 online video lessons, that as a headline in our picture ads has actually worked really well. If we keep going. Final one showing someone on a computer saying learn and grow, because obviously we're interested in people who are willing to learn and want to grow their business. And finally transitions to the final, the Hub logo with the sign up now coming on there. Now, there's two things which I use for this one. I created this in Wondershare Filmora. Now, you can probably use whatever technology you use. Like, this can probably be done on whether you're the eye editing or whatever it's called on the Macs, and whatever Windows software you use, you can use this one. This software is free. Wondershare, you can just see it in the corner, Filmora. This is free, but it will come with a watermark over the top of it, and you have to pay to get the watermarks removed a certain amount per month. We paid for a lifetime membership for it, and it which I'm not sure you can do now, but it was definitely worth it for our lifetime membership, because we use this quite a lot in our videos. But most of the effects you can probably do in pretty much most editing softwares. So I'm going to show you how I created that. Now, firstly, we're going to talk briefly about these parts here. Now, these parts here weren't created in here. They were created in here and imported. So they were created in Canva. And if you've done a content creation course, this is the simple image lesson. So to create one of these, just create a new one. And then you can't really easily create a border on there. So I need to choose a element. I need to choose a box like that. And I just need to stretch it to where I want it to go. Okay, now that's obviously not as far as I want. So to make it a little bit easier, I sometimes zoom in on it, and then that allows me to really nicely line it up. I actually want it the same width as one above. Okay, so looking good that side. Looking good that side. Now you can obviously do this and get it exactly matched up, or another way that you can do it is if you go and select the box, you can just click copy, select this one and paste, and it'll put it in exactly the same position. And then obviously with this one, I've simply gone text, I've added a heading into this, I've gone to free sales funnel course. I can then very quickly choose my colours, and I can then choose the text for it, and that first bit is just bold. And then make sure all of it fits in. Okay, now I can either go through and select the sizing, or I can just hold the corner down and just pull it until I get the size that I want, and then it will just click into place when it's lined up. And I like to use the arrow keys I'm using now just to properly line it up in the end. Okay, so that's looking fairly good. And then what you can do is you can click download. I've got 85 on here. You can just select the one you use. So click done and then select download. Once you've downloaded it, you can then come across to your editing software or Filmora. They'll go import, I'll go import media files, and I'll choose the ones I've wanted, or I want, sorry. So these are the assets that I've uploaded. Now I've got to create this video. Now this video is 12 seconds long, and each of these are 3 seconds long, these part. So this is the first bit I'm going to set out because it's the images and it's the pictures. So let's go with these. So the first in my story was to set out the leads picture, so I'm going to put that one in first. I am then just going to, actually I suppose if I get it right on 12 seconds, see in the, actually it's joined right up to there. Let's get on 13 seconds so it's lined up. So you can see here, I'm just trying to line it up with exactly 13 seconds so I can get it 3 seconds. There we go. That means if this was 13 seconds, 14, 15, 16, so I'm trying to 13, 14, 15, 16, so I'm going to try and get it lined up exactly on. There we go. And then I can just click this little bit and I can get rid and delete that. So that's the first 3 second long clip. I know that's 3 seconds long, and then the second image I'm using is the screenshot of this one here. So I'm going to put this one, for the moment I'm just going to put it above just so I can keep it to the same length. So I'm going to cut off the same length from the end. I'm going to move it back down here. There's the first 2 done. Okay, then I've got the image of the person working. So I'm then going to cut that bit off and put it down here, and then I've finally got our Hub Uno logo. So I'm going to put that, I'm going to cut it off there, and there we go. Okay, so there's our 4 pictures lined up, and they are all 3 seconds each. So if I just push play, you can see that it goes through, and shows them all one after another. Alright, so that's a good basic starting point. Now, the next thing that you'll notice on the video, and this is kind of in with our brand, is you'll see around the outside here we have a border, and luckily in Wondershare it's really easy to put in. So you can actually do it with, I think it's that's it, effects, and then you can go through there and you can go through and select the border that you want to use. Now we actually uploaded one. Where is our one? There it is. So we actually uploaded a border for ourselves, and you can see it puts a border around the outside of it. We can then just move it to the outside. It's gone a little bit too far. Move it down to the bottom. And let me just try and remember where I got that border from. So let's use a video frame. We actually used a border, and the border, this one here, goes right around the outside of it. And I think is it in Elements? Effects? Okay, I can't actually remember where I use it now, but we could select the, I think if you see that little star, that does mean it's in effects. So, obviously I was just spelling border wrong. That is terribly embarrassing. So I'm going to put my border in there, and now you can see it goes from there to having that border around it. So I'm just going to stretch it across all my pictures, like that. And that's just something we use for our brand, so obviously you don't have to use that at all. Okay, now the next thing we've got is that you can see when we're going and looking at this screen again, that bit comes across, so those arrow bits comes across. Now that is called a transition. Now this makes it really easy to do. You've got a transition up there, and you can go through and you can literally just select which one you want. And these are loads of transitions between them. And here's some of the ones that we liked we use. So say for example, you can put that one in, and you can just put it into there once in there if you're watching this one. There we go. So you can go through and you can select whichever one of these you want. So let's put that one in there. Now the only thing is with these, you can't change the colour. So the colour is basically fixed. Now if you kind of go through it, they look possibly a little long. If we have a look at this one, these seem like a little bit shorter. Now the way you can change that is if you select them, you can literally just pull it down like that. So if we push play now, and then wait till it gets to it, and there we go. So that kind of speeds it up a little bit. Now you're thinking this one may be longer than this one. So how you do that is you can just double click on it, and you can see duration is 105. So you can double click on this next one. Duration is 2 seconds. I don't want 2 seconds. I want 0105. And then this one, or you can just click apply to all. I again want this one, 0105. Okay, so we've got a border, we've got a picture in a row, we've got these parts in it here, these transition bits. Okay, the next thing, you'll notice these pictures, this one, can go in, the pictures sort of stay the same. Now what looks good, and you may have noticed this in some YouTube films or YouTube videos, or even potentially some films, is if you're watching that one there, it's moving in, and the moving in and zooming in kind of adds something a little bit to it when we compare it just to this one. Okay, so next thing we want is these zooming in a little bit. So if we click on them, and then if we go to crop and zoom. Now you can push Alt and C, or you can just, sorry, on this one, that's left click, I right clicked it, and you can come up to crop and zoom. And it's got a crop here. Crop obviously makes the image just smaller. The second one is pan and zoom. Now pan means this is where it starts. You can see there's a square on the inside. This square on the inside simply means where it ends. So what you can then do is set your box to where you think you might want it. So that's 907 times 907. So let's try that out. I'm going to push OK and see how that looks. Okay, so that's starting to look pretty good to me. So what I'm going to want to do on this one is I'm going to want to just have a look at the crop and zoom again. And I'm going to make a note, and I'm going to see on this one it started on the end square. You're going to need to click on the inner square because that's the end. You can go across like that. So I'm going to want to click on the center square. I'm going to make a number of that, so note of that, so 910 by 910, because I want to make this one exactly the same. So I can go up to crop and zoom. Alright, I'm going to go across to pan and zoom. I'm going to click on my end one. Oh, if you can't see anything here, just scroll across like that and it'll appear. So I'm going to want to do exactly the same. So I'm going to want to do 910, and then I'm also going to want this side to be 910. Alright, I can see this arrow. You've got to get this centre bit lined up exactly in the middle. Obviously, you can have it. Obviously, you can have these ones. If it moves the square to the bottom right corner, that's where it would pan to, but I'm going to leave it there. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with these last two. So I'm going to right click, going to go to crop and zoom. I'm going to go to pan and zoom. Click on that center square. 910, 910. I don't know why I was doing that. There we go. Alright, then get it lined up nicely. Okay, perfect. And then one more. Again, right click, up to crop and zoom, which means it's going to zoom into it. But I've got to remember to click pan and zoom. Then I am going to remember to click the inner square. I'm then going to put 910. There we go. Okay, and get it nicely lined up in the center. There we go. So let's have a look how this looks. Looking up there again. Yep, nice zoom and transition. Nice zoom and transition. And the final logo zooming in. Okay, perfect. Alright, now the next thing we want is we want these bits here to kind of like tell the story and give it some text. And as we see, not just appearing and bouncing in, so we're going to add in, we're going to go back to our media that we uploaded. Now we started off with, a free sales funnel course. So I'm going to drag that down. Did we have it right to start? I'll give it a second or two. Now I'm actually going to stop it at the end of end transition there. Okay, so if we have a look at it, okay, that's not really where I want it. So I'm going to click on it in this one. I can then resize it, and I'm going to put it at the bottom here. So resize it, and very easily can get really annoying moving it around. This is me using the arrow keys now just to get it really down to its final size. Over to the left, come on. And now further down. Okay, that's the first bit. Now if we watch it, it's going to come in, and it's just going to appear. Now we want it to do a little something, that bounce effect. If we have a look back at this one, you can see there it bouncing. If you look at the second one, bouncing again. Third one, bouncing like that. So we're going to want it to kind of do something and appear to move. So to do that, you can double click on it. And up here you've got image, color or motion. Now in the motion, this is how it would appear. So at the moment there's no animation. Click this boom one. You can see there it jumps and bounces in. So now we're going to play it. Jumping in, give it a second, go, transition, next one. Okay, perfect, like that. Okay, so next we want to say what it is. So we've got 10 online lessons, put it in there. Now I want it to stop by just before this transition. So we're going to pull it forward. Okay, that's looking good. Again, not in the position I want. I want it kind of in the bottom, in the center maybe. So I'm going to firstly drag it down. Then going to pull it down here. And wait for the center line. Wait for the center line to click in. There we go. I'm going to want that to boom in as well. Perfect. Okay, the next one was 10 online lessons, learn and grow. So where's the learn and grow? There it is. So for the next one, I'm going to drag in the learn and grow, put it in there, cut it back. Now you see where it's jumped to. It's jumped to that part and that's gone to a different screen. To move this bit, you can hold it down and move it like that, or if you just literally click. Okay, so learn and grow, make it a bit smaller, and then move it to the bottom here. Perfect. Double click, boom, love it. Okay, and the last one is we could click across to there, and this was the sign up now one. Oh, it's not where we want it again, so I'll make it a bit smaller. Alright, that's looking good. Okay, and oh, the beam on it. Okay, so let's have a look what we've got so far. Bouncing in, looks good. Transition, bouncing in. Transition, bouncing in. And there's the last one. Okay, perfect. Now, the more eagle-eyed of you may have spotted that when it comes into this last one, it's just sign up now. So a mouse that comes through and clicks. Now, to get that, you need to go into the elements. Now, these are things that you can get to appear. So say, for example, you can get a thumbs up. Now, we're going to go to web one, and we use this mouse. Now, you can also, let's change it a little bit. Let's say we're doing it on mobile. So we're going to actually put this one on mobile here. Now, as you can see, that's quite long, that one. Hopefully it's going to, I'm going to play this bit on, but I push spacebar to play. I want to get that so that it clicks its finger. You'll see in here. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to come in and to click its finger. And then to make sure you selected that, make sure you selected that. So then when you get it smaller, okay, put a little hand. And put a little bit higher. Okay, let's just see how that looks. Mobile start now and click. There we go. Okay, so the last thing actually, we're pretty much there. is if you push play, obviously here's the soundtrack. This, just feel like this, as you can hear, a soundtrack definitely kind of adds something to it. Okay, so we're gonna want to add this soundtrack to this part here. Now in here you can go into audio. You can select some of these ones. You can also, if you want to, there's a place online where you can actually buy people's songs to use in your adverts as well. You've got to, when you're using images and stuff like this, please obviously always check the copyright that's on them and just make sure that you can use it for commercial advertising purposes. So we're going to finally put a soundtrack on here. Now you can see on the left here you've got this little musical symbol. Now this little musical symbol is going to be for where we're putting our music track. I'm going to go across media, sorry, audio, and I've actually got it saved in my favourites, and if you want to you can just go through and select these and have a listen. So I'm just going to drag it down, and I did that by holding the left mouse button, sorry, put it on there. Alright, up to that bit, I'm going to cut off that end a bit. And then if I click on it, and then you see where that double kind of arrow either side is, that means I can drag it down to there. Now this final bit means, like, when does it start fading out? So let's push play and show you what I mean by that one. So I'm going to put it right to the end first off. I'm going to push play. Okay, but maybe we want it to fade out a little. No, maybe we want it to fade out a little bit before that. So maybe we're going like like kind of that. So maybe you want to fade out a little bit before the end, and you can do that by just going like that. And you can also do it on the fading in, but as you can see, this goes up. So those first, like that first second or so, there is a fade in on that anyway. So let's now have a look at advert. Now this isn't going to be as good quality because this is a playback from inside it. Let's have a look. Okay. Now actually I don't really like the fade out on this advert because it's just so short, so I'm going to put it right to the end. It's actually probably better watching it in... That's the entire thing. Don't want to do that. It's actually probably better watching it in this screen to the top right. So we're going to look at that. Okay, I like that. That's cool. Okay, then all you have to do is click export. You can choose where you want it to go to, and then upload it into your Facebook ads. And as I said, for us, it's got a higher click-through rate than any of the images that we put up there in the same advert. So keeping the text same, putting the videos up gave us a quicker click-through rate. Now, if you learn to do this, this can be done really quickly and easily. Like this only takes us, you know, you saw me do it then, I can do it even quicker and I'm not talking through it. And once you learn these techniques, you can build little 6-second or 12-second videos really, really quickly. And especially the pan and zoom effect, where you're zooming in the picture like that as you're going through it, that certainly adds an element of movement to it and can make up for not actually having any video clips. So I hope that helped. I see quite a few questions have come through on the chat while I've been doing this, and sorry, I've been in the zone, so I've been just kind of focusing on it rather than looking at some of the questions as well. So if you're watching us on catch up, we are just going to leave you now. If you are here live, I'm going to answer a few of the questions that have come through on the inbox. And if you are watching us on our catalogue, feel free to ping us on social media or ask us just in the text box in Hub if you've got any questions about this video. Alright, thanks a lot for watching, and we hope you found it useful.